Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Glow and Grow Morning Chat. I wanted to come in here to talk to you guys more. I, of course, talk to you in the comments, but I just figured it would be also nice to chat in the morning, get our day started, get our mind right, and we can do that while I'm getting ready. All right. So today's message as I get ready. Sorry, I'm just trying to, when the kids go to school, you really have to get everything back in order. So today's message is about not being stuck in a place that you don't belong. So the quote goes, growth is painful, change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. So if you are new here, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Nailah Abdullah. I am a mental health professional, career background in mental health therapy, and I am currently a toxic relationship coach. And what has motivated me to pivot into toxic relationship coaching was my own experience in a toxic relationship, narcissistic relationship, a 10-year relationship, as well as many other women that I have spoken to, whether I know them from my personal life or from just other people that I've met. And I realized that this is such a common issue. And I'm like, there's a reason. It's not just a coincidence, right? There's a reason that every time I speak to people and tell people what I do, they're like, oh, I know someone who needs that, or I know a few people who need that. So what I did is I looked at my own healing journey, and I combined that, my experience there, what got me to where I am now, which is in a healed place. I know they say healing is ongoing, and it is, because things do come up. But the goal is you want to get to a certain point where it's not negatively affecting your life anymore, right? And you're able to move on in a healthy manner, form new healthy relationships. And if you are triggered, if something does come up for you, that you are then able to, you're able to manage it, right? You're able to be aware of it and manage it. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Where am I from? I am born in New Jersey, lived between New Jersey and the Caribbean, and I'm currently in the Caribbean, St. Martin to be exact. Where are you from? So, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry, I have to concentrate on this. So, I forgot where I left off, but the point is toxic and narcissistic relationships. India, okay, welcome. Toxic and narcissistic relationships can be very consuming, very destructive, and there is a way to get out, to move forward, and to heal, because we don't have time to waste. And that is part of the quote for today, right? It's nothing worse than being stuck in a place that you don't belong, right? We all have a purpose here on this earth, right? All of our lives have a purpose. And when we are stuck in these places, when we're trying to make things work with someone who doesn't have the capacity to make things work, they don't want to make things work, they don't have they don't have the same goal that you have to make things work. And here you are fighting to get someone to do something that they actually don't want to do, nor do they have the capacity to do. They don't have the emotional intelligence to do. Right? I was reading a post the other day from a woman who sounds like a young woman who shared that her boyfriend often accuses her of not being happy with him because he can't give her the lavished vacations and lifestyle that her ex-boyfriend used to give her. And she often tries to explain to him, like, I am happy with you. However, there's always a back and forth with this current boyfriend. And she said it gets to the point where he just ghosts her. So I guess he like disappears for a while. And one of the traits, and you don't hear much about this, but one of the traits of people with narcissistic traits is that they can be very insecure. So they can come off very obnoxious and arrogant, but under all of that, they're actually very insecure. And that's one of the reasons that they actually try to break you down. They admire you for your strengths. They admire you for your qualities, but they're also jealous of you. So they also want to break you down. So in this case, her question in the post was, he ghosts her. She's tired of it. She doesn't know what else to do. And one moment he's happy with her and everything is going well. And then the next minute he accuses her that she's not really happy with him. And, here's the thing. And I really want you to listen carefully to this, because I wish someone would have told me this when I was in my own narcissistic relationship, is that when a man really wants you, he's not going to ghost you. Okay, you're not going to have to beg. And yes, we're all human. We all have insecurities. But it shouldn't be to the point where it's always, pointing the finger that you're not happy with me, you're going to leave me. That's a very insecure man. And an insecure man actually should not be in a relationship. They're not equipped to be in a relationship, because a man is there to be a leader, right? Not that you can't lead, but they're there to be a leader primarily, right? If he does not feel comfortable in himself and he's attacking you and abandoning you, neglecting you. When you say ghosting, I know that's the common term nowadays, but when you say ghosting, that's abandonment. That's neglect, right? That's abuse, because that hurts you. And if it continues to happen over and over, that's ongoing pain that continues to hurt you. That's a form of abuse. Right? That you don't have to get punched in the face for it to be abuse. So I want you to keep in mind that is not a person, as much as you may want it to work, as much as she may want it to work, that is not a person that is equipped to be in a relationship. And there's nothing you can say or do that's going to change them. You're only actually sabotaging yourself by staying there and trying to force them to understand and to believe what you're saying, that you are happy. Now, one of the things she also posted in this is that besides this, he does show signs of narcissism. If you see signs of narcissism, my question to you is, and not that you have to answer me, but answer yourself, what is my expectation out of this relationship? Because you cannot change people who have destructive personalities and don't want to change. That's the reality of it. So this is a painful situation, yes, as we're talking about here with this quote for the day, this message for the day. But you rather deal with the pain in the moment than to deal with the pain long term. Most toxic and narcissistic relationships are long-term relationships, right? And that adds to the frustration when we finally get out. It's like, why did I stay so long? Right? For those of you who are already out, you know that is one of the main questions we ask ourselves. Why did I stay so long? Here's the philosophy that I use for being able to heal from toxic romantic relationship as well as toxic family relationships, because I've also experienced it with close family members who also have narcissistic personality traits. I'd rather cry now and work through it now than to deal with the ongoing drama for the rest of my life, because these people will drag you for the rest of your life. They will. They love to be attached to people that they can trigger. I know it sounds crazy, but this is how they function. If you watch the replay, let me know your experience with that. Let me know how long you've been in a toxic or narcissistic relationship. Are you still in it? If you're out, how long have you been out? Let me know in the comments below. But most times it's long-term relationships. And it's because we are afraid of we're afraid of the pain for change, right? Making such a big move to leave a relationship is scary. You don't want to make you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to make the wrong decision. You don't want to do it and regret it. But if you are here watching this right now, there's a good chance that this relationship is not healthy for you. Or if you're already out of the relationship, but you're still maintaining contact or trying to be friends or trying to see how things go, there's certain places you just don't belong. There's certain places you just don't belong. And what ends up happening is that you are wasting time. And I don't like to use the word waste because sometimes people perceive that as if I just wasted my life. You still lived, you still did things, you still had accomplishments, so it's not a complete waste. And if you're able to go through the healing journey and learn from it, you're also able to grow from it. So it's not a complete waste, but you're giving your time, your energy, your body, your soul to someone who has no good intentions for you, who's not reciprocating that to you. There's sometimes we are so stubborn, we want to be connected to people that's not meant for us to be connected to. And God gives us all the signs and we ignore it because we are so afraid of change. We say we want to grow, but grow means change. And we're afraid of that. And that's understandable as human beings. But at some point we have to be willing to pull the Band-Aid off. There's billions of people in this world. And I know when we are living, we have this tunnel vision that it's just the people around us. But believe you me, if the people around you are not healthy for you, you have a plethora of people to choose from to create your own healthy circle. And it might be lonely at some point. It might be scary at some point. But in order for you to live your purpose here in life, in order for you to reach your full potential, you have to let go of people who are not healthy for you. So do not let the fear of change and the fear of the pain that comes along with change keep you stuck in a place that you don't belong. When I was in my narcissistic relationship, I was so fixated on having a family, building a life. I felt like I had done everything I needed to do in my life with my career, as far as my career and schooling. And I'm like, okay, now it's building the family. And regardless of the red flags that I saw, I felt like, well, I can fix it. I can fix it. And the reality is, those red flags were telling me that you don't belong here. This person does not think like you think, right? Yes, we are here to inspire each other, but you need someone that is in alignment with the way that you think, that's going to promote your development. This person's goals and priorities, the way they make decisions, completely different. I don't belong here. And that's so hard when you put so much time into a relationship to realize you don't belong there. It's hard. So please know, I'm not saying this with a grain of salt. It is hard. But it's necessary. It's necessary, because if I would have wasted another 10 years in that relationship, here's the thing, you're not only wasting time, and being distracted. When I say wasting time, it's really being distracted from what you need to be doing with your life. It's not only about that, but it's also about the destruction that you cause to yourself. Mosquito, sorry, y'all. It's also about the destruction that you cause to yourself, because the longer you are connected to these types of people, you may not realize it because you're going on with your life and you're still, working, your career is going, maybe you have a business, you're traveling with your friends, things are still happening for you, but it's still causing internal damage for you, affecting your self-esteem and making you more attached also to the dysfunction. The longer you're attached to it, the harder it is to break away from it. It's like an addiction in some cases, right? So if you're watching this, the message for today is, even though growth and change are painful, it's not as painful as being stuck in a place that you don't belong. You don't belong in a relationship where you have to beg for the bare minimum, the basics of respect, consideration of your feelings, begging for communication, to talk about things, to see where you can improve, how you can support each other better, begging for them to care about seeing you sad because of something that they continue to do over and over. That's not a place that you belong. You don't belong there. You do not belong there. I don't wear much makeup, but I feel like there's still so many steps. At least I don't think I wear much makeup. And I cannot find my lipstick. All right, well, we'll just put some chapstick on for now. So let me know your thoughts about this topic. Are you afraid of change? And that's whether you're in the relationship or out of it. Are you afraid of change? Are you afraid of detaching from someone that you realize is unhealthy for you, is toxic, narcissistic? Are you afraid of the pain that you might feel? Let me know. And if you don't want to put it in the comments below, you can DM me on Instagram. That's in my description box, or you can email me. But let me know, because this is what I'm here for. My mission is to radically decrease the amount of women that are falling prey to toxic and narcissistic relationships. It is at an all-time high, and there is a reason for that. There is a reason, and yes, there are reasons of the society that we live in, but we can't control society, so we can talk about that. But I like to focus more on what can I do? What's my role? What can I do? Because I can't change the entire society that we live in. But what we can do is work on ourselves to make sure that we heal from that experience where it no longer controls our life. It's no longer a burden in our lives. It's no longer a story for us. And that we can move on and understand and live the life of healthy relationships. Some of us are so used to toxic relationships because that's all we've seen. Sometimes you grew up with it, you didn't even realize. I grew up with it, I didn't even realize. And I remember studying narcissism when I was getting my master's. But we studied more, at least in that class, we didn't focus a lot on personality disorders, but when it came to narcissism, it was more overt narcissism. And it's different when you study something in school compared to actually living it, But it's not necessary. It's not necessary to be stuck there. You don't have to be stuck there, okay? There are people who have gotten out. I'm one of them. I have learned how to heal. I have combined my knowledge from my mental health career background to my own personal experiences, studying other cases that I've worked with. And I now have a lot more clarity on understanding the dynamics of toxic and narcissistic relationships and what steps women need to take to get out, to detach, to heal, and to move forward. So you don't have to stay stuck there, and you don't have to go through it alone. All right, I think I'm ready to get into the office and start the day. You all have a blessed day. If you are in a space where you do want support, you don't want this to be your story anymore, you don't want to have to look on YouTube for all these videos about toxic and narcissistic relationships, click the link in the description box below. I have a program called the Relationship Detox, where I teach things like identifying red flags, setting boundaries, rebuilding your self-esteem, rebuilding yourself, right? Everything you need is like a toolbox. I call it the starter kit, right? That's going to give you everything you need to get out of the situation, detach, heal yourself, and move on. So this is not your story anymore, because even when you do get out of the relationship, these are not normal breakups. And there's so much aftermath that comes along with it. Internal aftermath, internal emotions that you have to deal with, internal confusion that you have to deal with, as well as aftermath with them still trying to contact you, still trying to have access to you, you being confused about which way to go, feeling hopeless about relationships in general, not trusting yourself. There's so much aftermath that comes along with it, right? And you can go through it alone, but you don't have to. You don't have to, because like I said, we don't have time. We have things to do here on earth, right? We have a purpose here on earth. God has a purpose for us, and we need to live that without distractions. And the enemy will send distractions in all different types and forms, right? So let's break those distractions so we can get to the path that we're set here for. All right, y'all, have a blessed Friday, and I will see you either tomorrow morning or possibly Monday morning. I'm not sure, but one of the mornings. Set the notification bell. Go on to, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Once you hit the subscribe button, you'll see the little bell symbols. Click all, so then you'll be notified anytime I am here. All right? All right, y'all. Have a blessed day.